2,000 years ago, Jesus Christ of Nazareth embarked on a mission designated towards the spiritual liberation of mankind. A mission that clarifies and also gives more meaning to the relationship of man and God. At the end of his mission, he charged his followers, his disciples to be precise. He charged them with the responsibility of spreading the gospel he brought to the four corners of the world. This singular action marked the commencement of missionary activities all over the world today. Ibadan is known to be the largest city in West Africa. It is in this ancient city of Nigeria that the SMA fathers extended their missionary activities to. This move led to the founding of St. Theresa's Minor Seminary.
As you can see for yourself when you move around, the old chapel is the very first testimony that I want to point to as regards the existence of this seminary. The sense that the old chapel was built in 1900, telling us about the missionary activities of the SMA Fathers. The SMA Fathers are a missionary group in the Catholic Church, trying to fulfill the mission of Jesus Christ, who said we should go to the ends of the world to proclaim the good news. Realizing that Africa is part of the world, these people, noble, as I want to describe them, left the comfort of their own countries, especially the Irish missionaries. They came into Nigeria to evangelize our people. And as we learned from history, when they got to Ibadan, we were actually looking for a place where this missionary activity was to begin, was to start from. And the local authority, in their own wisdom, felt this particular place was the only place they could hand over to them, because we learned that this happened to be an evil forest. What this showed is that the local authority were not so welcoming to these noble missionaries. That was why they gave them this land. But with faith in God and trust in the one who sent them, they were bold enough to come into the so-called evil forest, and they put up that structure there, the old chapel. We learned that it was built in 1900, and that was when the seminary actually began. The sole aim of starting this seminary is for evangelization, to bring the Christian faith to the people of this land.
St. Theresa's Minor Seminary is situated at Okeare, an ancient area in the city of Ibadan. The seminary has produced eminent personalities in Nigeria. It is a place that prepares whosoever aspires to become a priest.
While my primary school days, I usually aspire to become a priest. Then I heard of one St. Theresa's Minor Seminary somewhere in Okeare Hills. So I wrote my exams and I applied for it. So my main reason for coming to St. Theresa's Minor Seminary is to become a priest.
How many commentaries back in my primary school days, but none of the schools I went for the commentary, and they were not like that urge was not there. So like we got some info from a Catholic priest about the seminary. Then I then compared someone's life. A friend of mine, neighbor, Usuchi. So like his way of life, his mood, everything, the way he walks, dress, eats, like those attracted me. I just said, okay, someone is behaving like this, why not I too? Let me just try, let me give it a try. might not finish there, but at least it's worth trying. So that's how I got involved.
Actually, wanted to be a priest. According to mom, she wants me to be a priest. That's why I came to the seminary.
What prompted my interest in becoming a student of this noble institution was the desire or the zeal to become a priest. And again, my grandfather is who I would call a churchman. He has trained a lot of priests and he feels I should be one of them.
I've never, when I was in primary school, I've never heard of that word seminary. Just while I was staying with my grandmother, that my parents just told me that I was going to a seminary. I said, what could this mean? I said, they want me to become a priest. I said, well, I like that. When I was small, when I was 6, I saw priests as God, because of their behavior, their uprightness. So I said, let me just see scientists. So I came to it.
When I was still a kid, I had this Reverend Father who kept on urging me and bringing me up in the line of the priesthood line. So I had that motivation because I liked his kind of person, the kind of attitude, and the way he behaved, the way he acted. So I got attracted to becoming a priest. So I decided to take the first step by entering the minor seminary.
The aims and objectives of the minor seminary will be found in the origin of the word itself, which is gotten from Latin word seminary, which is a seedbed or a nursery where young ones are trained in order to become future priests.
Now, when you look at this seminary, what we have to ask ourselves is, what is the purpose of the seminary coming into existence? The seminary is there to raise up and to bring up young ones who eventually will become Reverend Fathers. When you look at it from that perspective, priests are supposed to be role models. Priests are supposed to be leaders. Priests are meant to lead by example. And before you can be able to carry out this responsibility, you need to be properly formed so that when you get outside there, the world will be able to be influenced not just by your personality, but by the kind of the quality of life you live. That is why, when you're talking of discipline, the seminary is the home of discipline. I was privileged to be a product of this environment, so I know what it means to pass through the system and then coming back as a formator. The seminary gives room for every student to express himself, and in expressing himself, the seminary is able to identify what we need to build on, despite the fact that we already have our standard. But the fact remains that since all the students are coming from different background, family background, when it gets to the seminary, the system will try to shape them. And those who we observe are lacking in one way or the other, there are steps we take to make sure we help them to fit into the seminary system. The seminary trains young ones for the priesthood, but the fact remains that not everyone that the seminary produces eventually end up becoming priests. After all, the church is made up of the priests and the lay faithful, the clergy and the lay faithful. Among the priests in this country, Nigeria, there are so many great individuals that these seminaries and this seminary has helped to train. And the seminary, the society rather, is actually benefiting tremendously from the contributions of these people. The very first person I would like to mention is the person of a Cardinal, His Eminence, Anthony Cardinal Oyebanji. It's not just the Catholic circle. All over Nigeria, he is a man that everybody who wants to agree has actually impacted positively the life of this great nation. Remember the times of the military regime, when people had no voice, these were people you find around not minding what the bullets of this terrible regime can actually, inflict on them. He will always stand on the side of the truth, and he is a man that any time you mention his name, a lot of people will always want to admire and will always like to, they pray to model their life after. Talk of one Archbishop here in Ibadan, His Grace Most Reverend Dr. Felix Alabajo. He also was a product of this seminary. These are people, when you see them outside, you want to listen to them because of the ways of wisdom. And they are always part of this seminary because they will always tell you that whatever they have today, this seminary actually laid the foundation for them.
Many believe that the seminary is a place where people are only trained to become priests and nothing else but priests, and also live the rest of one's life in isolation.
Seminary as this, when you're like it says, when you're in Rome, behave like the Romans live. The same way the seminary, also join the seminary, you have to behave the same way the seminary.
Have friends, have people I can look up to. In times of crisis, I can meet them. In times of their own crisis, they can meet me. So I cope different ways, but all good ways.
Saying goes, allow the seminary to pass through you, or don't pass through the seminary, but allow it to pass through you. You abide by the rules and regulations, and everything will be okay for you.
It is very good. I've been coping well. Right from my junior class, I had it a bit rough and tough. It's my senior class. I think that's been easy so far, and I think I'm happy with it.
Seminary generally, those days we used to hear seminary. I think now it's still one school that's still to be reckoned with. The seminary is still living up to its expectation. Outside there, if you want moral standard, good academic performance, and good environment, I think the seminary should be the best place to come. So the seminary is still living up to its standard in terms of moral, discipline, academic performance, and the environment. You want to mix exercise with academics, physical development, and academic performance. The seminary is still up to it.
Experience is more than the student. There's so many people outside there who feel seminary is just you go there, you have your good results, because that is it's taken for granted. Once you pass through this seminary, you have your results. But seminary is much more than that. Seminary is even much more than just a place where those who are going to become priests in the future are trained. Seminary is a place where you can say you are prepared to be a whole man. When we talk of being a whole man is not just somebody who is just existing. Think of somebody who is living. Living not just for himself, but even for those around him. A man of intelligence, a man of virtues, a man with values that he can impart to the society to become great, for the society to become meaningful, not just for himself, but for others as well. It's so unfortunate that when you look around us today, the society in which we live now, our values are being eroded by all sorts of strange ideologies, by people who think most of themselves, not about others. But a Samaritan is one who is trained to become a man after God's own heart. Just as Jesus Christ came into the world and said, we should model our lives after him. That is what a Samaritan is meant to be. And if you're a Samaritan, you're modeling your life after Christ, then either to yourself, your family, wherever you find yourself, and even to the society at large, you continue to be a blessing, just as Jesus Christ is a blessing to everyone before us.
Some years back, the 2008 and 2009 set were admitted into the seminary after going through the process of selection via common entrance. On getting to the school, they went through various processes of reformation and transformation. And this is what some of them have to say about what prompted their interest in getting to the school.
It's challenging and educative. It's challenging in the sense that you came to the seminary meeting different kind of people. In the academic section, it was very competitive and it was not easy to survive. In interaction with people, it was also very difficult because I was an introvert. But at the end of the day, I find it very easy to socialize. So it's just brought me out to see how life is outside. I appreciate the seminary for that.
So far, it's been a case of the good, the bad, and the ugly. anything can happen at any time in this school, so you just have to be prepared.
My experience so far has been sometimes good and bad. Like in my junior class, I was very, very weak in some areas in school. And as generally, but senior class, I improved in them.
My experience in the seminary might. I had bad moments when I first came to the seminary, the senior league. Not by then we were too small to go to the senior block. There was something like discrimination between the seniors and the juniors.
In the seminary, the students are being made to go through the rigors of life by making them go through some tough times.
The building over there. Okay. During our own time, we never had the luxury of the borehole system that the present group of students are enjoying. At that time, we were, so to say, the boreholes of the seminary. We used to be the pumping machine of the seminary. This means that the students get all the water that the seminary used in those days. And the way it is done is you are expected to fetch a number of buckets of water into the kitchen, into the father's house, into the staff house. And the way you need to do it is sometimes he asks a whole class to go and fetch. The least you can fetch is 6 buckets of water. And you have to go down the well the number of times that you can to complete whatever amount of buckets of water has been stipulated for every class. You go down the well, and within a precise time, most of the time between 5 and 6, when we used to have our games and when we used to have our labor, you have to go down the well to get your water to the kitchen, to the father's house, and to the staff quarters. And sometimes, when you look at it, those of us who pass through that system, we are always proud of it, because that actually helped to build the kind of resistance and spirit of perseverance, knowing that at the age of 12, 13, you're able to go this distance, getting water in the seminary, go about 6 times, 8 times, 12 times, depending on the number of buckets you have to fetch. That actually helped to build our resistance and the spirit of perseverance in us. But it was so funny that within that difficult condition, a lot of people developed very, very innovative skills, like getting to what do they call it now, jerry cans, kegs, 25-liter kegs. Some people, those are very, very strong, get 50-liter kegs, and once you fetch 25-liter kegs, that amounts to 2 buckets of water. 50-liter kegs amount to 4 buckets of water. So people, you find putting some kegs on there, and they will still be strong enough to still hold like a bucket or 2, bringing it to the school, just to make sure you finish on time. Because if you finish on time, you can still have a few times to carry out some other things for yourself. And that is not even part of the water you are going to use for yourself. When you must have finished fetching the water for the school, you now go for the one you're going to use for yourself, to bathe in the evening, and the one you're going to use the next morning, because you must not go late for mass. So when you look at all those things, they actually help to prepare you, not just to be responsible to yourself alone, but even to this community. Sometimes, as you can imagine, the building is not that big. When you get there, and if you are like when I was in GS1, we were close to 90, and those in GS2 were close to 75, 80. So you cannot imagine about over 150 students struggling to get over from there. Sometimes when the crowd is much in the well, we have to go outside the school. There's a place we call Abaragugo, very close to Yemetu Hospital. You go there, there's a spring there. God actually provided that spring because it never ran dry throughout because of the seminar. So you go there, you always find water. You get back to the school. But the experience, most times when we think of the experience, it brings joy. Because the spirit in every student is, if I can survive the seminary, there is no surface, nowhere, the surface of this earth. That's how I'm able to survive. That is what is actually giving a lot of us going. As I said earlier on, to go outside and to find all the correct students, they are in one place together, excelling. People always make that comment that where did you people, where were you produced? Where did you have a secondary school? Another funny thing about the school is that there are people who are expelled from the seminary because once you don't meet up with the standard of the seminary has a way of excusing you because we deal with standard. We discover that those who were not doing well in the seminary at all, those you could refer to as indigent students in terms of intelligence, they get outside there and they excel so much. I haven't met one not quite long who is working with Shell in Warri. Sometimes we just look at ourselves that when we're in the minor seminary, you couldn't measure up to me, just jokingly, not derogatory. That is just to tell you the quality, the foundation that the seminary builds in every individual that has the privilege of passing through the system.
From the day they step into the seminary. In the seminary, they hardly step foot outside the compound till the end of the term. Every basic amenities needed for their pleasure is made available to them.
I beg now.
Marco, if you're heading from the horse's mouth. Those. Hey, I don't know, sir.
I'm a miss torí time tí wọ́n lọ lé fún ọ̀sẹ̀ kan yẹn. In fact, àwa náà a feel wọn torí pé ọmọ gidi ni wọ́n. Ọmọ tí wọ́n kọ́ tí wọ́n dẹ̀ fi wọn pé yes, wọ́n kọ́ àwọn. But I hear most of them is Yoruba, but the way they relate with you, at least you will love them. The way they talk, the way they behave, they are always more jovial. Fact, wonderful students, me too, whatever you give them, when they finish eating, even they will come down and say, thank you ma, yes, the food is sweet, we are okay, thank you. Every one of them will say thank you to you. So, no one complain.
I got admission into the seminary on the 14th of September, 2003. When I was in GS1, I was known as
a person who likes crying a lot because I felt maybe the first time leaving home to a place I've never seen before. It was very disastrous. The seniors then were very harsh. They send you on an errand without giving you money. And after which they still tell you to bring back change for them. Well, later on, I got accustomed to the school. And here I am. When I entered the school, it was very hectic. It was not easy at all. How to leave my immediate environment for the first time in my life. Coming to a strange place I didn't even know. Just as if the world was coming to an end. I was like a GGC. I didn't know anything at all. That time, between the seniors, they had to override us, take our provisions, use it, give us the like small remnant of what was remaining, and they use part of it. We had to go down the way to fetch water from the well down here. We had to carry our seniors' bills from down up and also give to them. Because of coming up, our buckets might tumble and fall down. We have to go back again and go and fetch it. That time seniors punish us, they punish us very much. Any small thing, you just match their socks, or just by mistake they give you close to iron, and you just maybe tear small aspect is something like you do sharp job, you don't do it well, tear small aspect and give them the finished clothes like that. They punish you and send you back to that deed again. So it was very, very good. My gesture, we were washing plates. We carry glass in the fridge, so we were washing plates. We had to take care of the refugee, we had to do the dirty jobs in the environment. I wanted to even leave the seminary to go back home, but how to persevere and forge ahead.
I think this is one set of students that have really lived above average in terms of behavior and academic wise. You can see out of the whole set, very few of them were expelled, unlike other sets that at this level you have expulsion here and there. So that speaks volume for them.
On the 14th of September till date, I have a whole lot of experience, good and bad. The good ones were the ones when my position was very good. The bad ones, when people will come and piff up from my local, those kind of things. Bad.
As part of the training designed for the student, various responsibilities are being accorded to the students, like taking care of the livestock, weeding some overgrown part in the garden, and taking care of the flowers.
First of all, I was the equipment prefect in charge of lights and water, and later I became the chapel prefect. I direct the affairs in the chapel.
I was chapel prefect, then became a prefect, then finally I was labor prefect to take care of the cleanliness of the school.
Not neglecting the essence of being in the seminary, the students are being taken through the sinews of priesthood by the attendance of diverse mass services at different points in time.
The reading from the prophet Isaiah. The Lord has given me a disciple's tongue, so that I may know how to reply to the weary. He provides me with speech. Each morning, he wakes me to hear, to listen like a disciple. The Lord has opened my ear. For my part, I made no resistance. Neither did I turn away. I offered my back to those who struck me, and my cheek to those who tore at my beard. I did not cover my face against insult and spitting. The Lord comes to my help, so that I am untouched by the insult. So, too, I set my face like flint.
This, in a way, shows the spiritual level of the student and how ready they are for the spiritual task ahead.
Seminary generally, those days we used to hear seminary. I think now it's still one school that's still to be reckoned with. The seminary is still living up to its expectation. Outside there, if you want moral standard, good academic performance, and good environment, I think the seminary should be the best place to come. So the seminary is still living up to its standard in terms of moral, discipline, academic performance, and the environment. We want to mix exercise with academics, physical development, and academic performance. The seminary is still up to it.
Academically, in the academics, they are not too bad. They are not too bad. They are above average students. They are good.
To this end, this is what the students have to say about the life they've spent so far in the school and what they look forward to thereafter, graduating from the school.
Maybe for my playfulness, because I'm a very playful person. Thank you very much. I would like to be remembered for who I am, the kind of person I am. My liveliness in school, my relationship with my peers, both my seniors, my junior ones. I like to remember for the kind of games I play, like football and basketball. So these are the kind of things I would like to remember.
I would like to remember for my personality, the way I talk, the way I play, the way I just interact with my younger ones in this school. Just my jovial character, the kind of games I play, the kind of statements I make, and the kind of cracks, jokes, or the effects I have on people's lives.
I would like to remember for the kind of person I am in the seminary, the kind of responsible person who goes straight to the point and doesn't joke with his responsibilities.
I would like to remember for everything I've done in the seminary, for my posts, the responsibilities I've taken up in the seminary, and how I've done it, and how I have done it well.
My life, where I left my life, I think I was gentle, I think I went my way, I never fell through anywhere. I was alone.
Sometimes I'm always lousy when the question comes from me, funny, but what I like to remember for is my friendliness to people, to those around me. I like to remember for someone that makes people happy, someone that anywhere I enter, I'll be felt, so that I'll move people, someone that gives out to people, someone that goes good generally.
Remember my cheerfulness, my low and playful sometimes when the need arise. I want to remember for me when I'm doing from pain doesn't have effect on me. I also want to remember for that.
Remember for the skillful player. In terms of football and long things. And also, I like to be remembered for us, the kind of person who likes cracking jokes.
I would like to be remembered for my gentility, the meekness, and the type of relationship I keep, and my goodness and cheerfulness which I extend to others around me.
As a remember, I would like to remember me for who I am, who I was. The seminary, because people just know me as a noisemaker, because I love making noise. I want people to remember for doing something from some other acts.
I was the person I used to give out my food to juniors, so I think.
I would like to remember for a big guy and a good guy. Someone who loves the seminary. Yeah, and I would like to remember for someone who loves sports, and someone who always remember the seminary wherever I go, someone who will always pick the seminary's name, especially when I know that I'm going to make it in music. I will always remember my seminary.
The way I play football, like Cristiano Ronaldo, Charisma.
You mentioned Bobo's World. My invention of Bobo's World. To remember for the kind of friends I keep and the kind of way I do jumping things without anybody's consent, as they will say, will be.
I was an equipment perfect.
The upcoming one will remember me as a school goalkeeper and also as the person who do punish and smile with them.
All the time for so many things that I can't mention on camera. Like being the highest goal scorer in school, and also for who I am.
I like to remember for me being Osama. It's not something that is easy, you know. It's not something that I can actually inherit. It's something that's through the page and everything can really stand in it. And also me the keyboardist, at least I'm trying. And also I took care of the flowers and I was also good in that field. And also my bloody hands on the bubble
I
road.
to work hard for who I am, a gentleman, a cool man, one of the best drummers, and also looking like the visor.
When I was in youth school, I think I was a good chorister. I sang well on the works on one day, which I feel to the best I've taken the responsibility sang this song.
I feel I'm strict among the juniors, but maybe they don't really know me, but I know that I'm not strict. And I want them to know that I'm not strict. So I feel that they should think more and know that I'm not strict, and I know that everybody can be free with me.
Remember for the day I helped the seminary win the basketball match.
I am a water ball.
I would like them to remember me for who I am. A great orator, very great speaker, and for the man who wore the number 10 jersey for the school.
To remember me for the time I rendered to the students during my tenure as an infirmarian, and also for who I am and not what I am.
Very, 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 we are distinguished personalities outside. So the career is really a place to be. That's what I have to say. And if I were going to come back for a second life, I wouldn't mind coming back here.
I will tell them that as they have struggled hard to be good students here, wherever they find themselves, they should continue to behave the same way or even better, so that when people see them, they will say, oh, this person has come from a good school, a good seminary, and they will be glad to even send their children, or maybe even if the children are the ones that are looking at them, they will say, oh, where this person has come from, I would like to also be there one day.
The only advice I have for them is that they don't have option not to succeed. They just have to succeed. Because when they look at those who have come before them, then they will themselves know that success has no substitute once you are a product of this seminary. If you know what it means to be an old student of this minor seminary, then you understand what I'm trying to say. Because in every field of life you go to, you always find one who carries student excelling. And maybe I will give them an indication. They may go on Facebook and see. Facebook is a website on the net, and the seminary has a page there. If they visit our page on Facebook, that will be an opportunity for them to encounter and meet a lot of ex-UKI students who are making it all over the world, not just in the country. You find them in Europe, you find them in America, you find them all over the continent of Africa. So I'm thanking and appreciating them for being part of this experience, and I'm challenging them. They should go out there and further the spread of the good news of this seminary and being good ambassadors of everything they've learned throughout the course of their stay in the seminary.